If your US visa has been denied and you're in that state of panicking, don't panic. I know it's going to hurt you. I know you are confused. You don't know what to do. But trust me, this isn't the end of your dream and your aspiration to come study in the United States. In this video, I am going to be walking you through what you should do next and how you can succeed in your next attempt at the US visa interview. Hey Lovables, welcome back to my channel again. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for joining the family. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being a part of the family. My name is Olubukola and this is the digital diary where I spill the real tea on my life as an international student in the United States, where I share tips, guides, and insider gems that can also help you if you're aspiring to come study abroad, with the sprinkle of everything in between. So today in this video, I am going to be walking you through what you should do next if your visa to come to the US has been denied. I know it would hurt you, but you don't have to panic because that is not the end of your dream to come to the US. Visa denial is actually a very common thing. In fact, it is more common than people think. I remember when I was going for my visa interview, I was scared, I was nervous, I was worried, but nothing, even before attending the visa interview. And sometimes that could actually be the foundation of the problem. It could lead to denial. It is normal to be scared, it is normal to be worried. It's an experience that you haven't gone through before. But if the nervousness and the fear is too much and too overwhelming, it could actually affect your performance during your visa interview, and that could also lead to denial. When you're going for a visa interview, I want you to always remember that there are 4 points that visa officer look out for in your answers to the question they ask you. Number 1, your intention to come back to your home country. Number 2, your intention to actually go study in the United States. Number 3, your funding and sponsorship status. Are you funded? How are you intending to fund your education? Number 4, your long-term goal, or what the education is actually going to do for you. So if you're able to prove to the visa officer beyond reasonable doubt that all of your answers and everything align with those 4 points, then trust me, your visa is going to be approved. So if you've gone for your first attempt and you didn't know this information, that is why I am doing this video. When a visa officer hands you the denial letter, which is usually the section 214B or the section 221G, but most times denials are always on section 214B, it basically means that the officer was not convinced of your intention to come back to your home country or that you're going to overstay your visa. So you have to read the denial letter that was handed to you carefully. That way you're able to actually understand why your visa was denied. That is the very first and basic step on how to fix the problem if your visa was denied, so that you can succeed in your next attempt. Now that you've gone through the denial letter that was handed to you, the section 214B denial letter, the next thing for you to do is actually write out your transcript. If you remember, I usually recommend people writing out their transcript either for approval or even for denial, because if it's for approval, it would help another person to understand the visa interview process, and if it's for denial, it would also help you to reframe your questions, see your mistakes, and actually fix the problem for your next attempt. The next thing is going through your transcripts to actually reframe your answers. How did you answer the question? What answer did you actually give to the question that was asked? A lot of times when visa officers ask questions from applicants, they are not just looking for answers, they are also looking for intentions, they are looking for genuinity, they are looking for truthfulness, and they're actually looking for reason. Are your reasons valid? Are your intentions true? Do you intend to come back to your country? Are you planning to overstay your visa? Are you planning to get a job in the US? So it's not just them actually listening to your answers, they are also looking for intent. They are also looking for a lot of things, and that's why sometimes they make eye contact with you, because they are trying to read the expression in your eyes. So when you write out your transcript, you're able to figure out how you answered the questions, what you used to answer the question, and that way you will see your mistakes and then you can fix the problem. Usually, when a visa officer is not convinced about your story, they make a note on your profile on your DS-160 so that the next person that is going to be interviewing you would definitely see the notes that the previous visa officer has made on your DS-160 and they can take necessary action. Now, you have to be ready to answer the question, what has changed? That is a very, very big question that a lot of times, 9 out of 10 times, visa officer would ask applicants when they are going for their second attempt or third attempt. What has changed in your profile? Sometimes I usually recommend people getting more funding from the school that they apply to or from the school that they are trying to attend. So if you have more funding, that way you can prove to the visa officer that you've gotten more funding from the school, which has lessened your deficit. Or if your sponsor was not credible enough, you can as well get a new sponsor. That way you can prove to the visa officer that you've been able to get a new sponsor who is now credible and you have valid, justifiable reasons why your sponsor has changed and why the sponsor is more credible than the former one. Let's assume that home ties was a problem you had during your first attempt or your second attempt, and you were not able to prove that you're going to be coming back to Nigeria or to your home country that you're applying from. In your next attempt, you just have to prove stronger home ties. Now, let me tell you some of the things that you can use to prove stronger home ties. Number one is your family, maybe your spouse, your children. If you're married and you have kids, then your spouse and your children is like the very strongest home tie that you can use to prove to the visa officer of your intention to come back to your home country. The second one is your job. Do you have a job that you're currently doing and they've approved like a sick leave or a study leave for you, and you want to use that study leave to come to the United States to obtain a degree? So your job is going to be the perfect thing that you can also use to prove stronger home ties. Property or family inheritance. That is another thing that you can use to prove home ties to your home country. So if you're able to use all these things to prove stronger home ties to your home country, then you should not have any problem during your next attempt. I know you are so eager, I know you are so enthusiastic to go reapply for another interview after your denial, but I usually recommend you to relax, take your time, learn through the process, understand why your visa was denied so that you don't make the same mistake in your next visa interview. Now let us talk about your DS-160, which is the non-immigrant form that you fill if you're going for a non-immigrant visa interview. A lot of times when people are filling the non-immigrant form, which is the DS-160, they are very, very nonchalant about it, and they just put any information on the DS-160. 9 out of 10 times, the visa officer looks at the DS-160 to actually ask you questions. So whatever you put on your DS-160, if you're nonchalant about it, or you're not even like in the know of what is on your DS-160, then that could do you more harm than good. So you have to take your time to fill your DS-160. Don't rush to submit it. Review it over and over again to make sure that you're familiar with all of the information on your DS-160 so that when the visa officer is using it to ask you questions, you're not providing contradicting answers. Your answers on your DS-160 and the answer you're giving during your visa interview, they have to align. If they don't align, if there's any form of contradiction, trust me, that could lead to a denial. So you want to make sure that your DS-160 is duly completed, you're familiar with the information, and whatever you're saying during your visa interview aligns. If you made it this far in this video and one or two things that I talked about helped you, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so by clicking on the subscribe button below, and click the bell button beside you so you get notified every single time I post a video. Don't forget to leave a comment or share your story if you've gone through visa denial before and what you did to fix it, so other people can also learn from you. If you also have any question regarding coming to the United States to study, don't hesitate to leave your question below and I will definitely read your questions and get back to you. I do have other videos on my channel that I'm going to be linking up right here. You can click on them and go watch. I'm very sure one or two things in those videos would help you. and provide tips and guides if you're aspiring to come study in the United States. Until then, sayonara.